One thing I do want to watch with you guys is definitely this Melty Blood. I believe it's like a documentary or like video essay that came out. I don't know if you guys seen it. It came out not too long ago. I think it's talking about the origins of Melty Blood. I want to check it out with you guys though.
Fighting game players are kind of crazy in that way. People will keep playing it, tending to it, grinding and improving in the hopes that one day their favorite title will be on the main stage of some far-off top-tier major.
100%.
Today, we're going to talk about a game just like that. A 2D anime fighter made by an indie developer that built such a strong following.
I just got to say right off the bat, they brought up a good point. Some people that like play games, they play the game, like you said, in the hopes that their game gets the chance to get on like a big stage. You know, there was a time for the longest, I want to say most dedicated communities didn't get a chance. Remember, Smash didn't really get a chance until like 2013 as far as Melee went. And Under Night didn't get a chance into Evo, even though that game was like, you know, highly prestigious in the anime community. It didn't get a chance until later in the Evo years after the game's been developed over some time. Sometimes it just take a minute for your game to get on that stage, but when it do, some beautiful things happen. So I do like they mentioned that
their game eventually made its way to the top level of competition and beyond. This is Melty Blood.
I love that super, bro. Sick ass transition. Oh man.
So, back in 2001, there was this indie game called Tsukihime, and that was basically a visual novel, and it was only sold in Comiket. So you have to actually go to Comiket, which is like a convention where a lot of fans and people make their own games or make their own.
Wait, you could only get Melty Blood from one anime convention when it first came out? Yo, if you got an original copy of this game, I wonder how much that shit's worth. Imagine pristine Comiket original Tsukihime. Oh shit, bro. Calling the big shots now.
That developer is French bred, first known for their fan project, The Queen of Heart, which was based on the visual novel Two Heart.
Yo, Two Heart.
The polish that most of us are used to seeing
Two Heart is
today,
actually, I actually love this anime.
More than 100,000.
Don't tell nobody I said that, but
with a string
anime
of
got a special place in my heart.
Successes on the board, Tsukihime did not have any real action to speak of, as the visual novel was not fully animated. The team at Watanabe Seisakujo, who would later rename to French Bread, had to imagine character movesets and animations with virtually no reference point.
That's actually pretty cool that they was able to do that.
The team was able to create an aesthetic that remained true to the original visual novel, while bringing to life all the characters that, until now, had been nothing but still images.
So fun fact about the Melty Blood opening, apparently this was one of the very first, because the original Melty Blood was actually another visual novel. Apparently this is one of the first visual novels that have like an anime opening to it. So it was very unique and it caught a lot of people's attention back in the day that it actually had this on there. And the fact that they were able to make the opening, if you actually go look at the old Melty Blood opening, is actually done with all still images. They didn't have any animations for it. So it's just a bunch of still images and like a bunch of panning and stuff done in a real well done way to make it look like it was like an animated movie opening. It was pretty cool.
Fast-paced game, air-oriented,
Yo, scroll.
footsies, lots of movement, strong offense.
It's quite similar to Guilty Gear at the start, but eventually evolved into something much more special. It's known for its extreme versatility in movement and very oppressive corner pressure.
On top of all this, characters can choose from full, half, and crescent moon styles, which affect the way their movesets work, effectively tripling the number of playable characters. The game's also unique because at the start of a match, players are free to move around and situate themselves in the most advantageous position possible.
Another thing I gotta say is this game definitely just spews personality with the type of things they're already saying. Like, you know, having early days of a variation system inside of a game like this, having this like different type of round start screen where you like are able to move freely and position yourself at the start of the like round. Like, these are just concepts for like this time, like the time period this game was coming out, that were like unheard of for fighting games, really. So they were just doing some things that nobody was really doing. So it definitely caught eyes. And that, I think that's why it was like, you know, it was on the rise, like how it was.
In 2002, Melty Blood's community was in an awkward place. The game's aesthetic, coupled with the initial popularity of the visual novel, made it popular among fighting game enthusiasts, but as a competitive title, it was very unbalanced, with infinites and broken characters.
Oh my god. Yo, the
However,
classic.
The first iteration of Melty Blood It removed the stamina system that limited your mobility.
The original Melty Blood had a stamina system? What is it, Mortal Kombat X? That sounds pretty bad for an anime game. Imagine if you just couldn't run at your opponent no more.
Notable players like Kubo, Shonen, Yukinose, and even like
Version we play now is like 4th or 5th version. Yeah, game came a long way.
In the 2005.
Yo,
2006
Goichi.
tournaments.
Towards
Man's
the
been
end
back
of
since
2005,
02.
Sega announced that
SBO is kind
SBO.
of like
SBO was a
Evo.
crazy
So
tournament.
Only the really best players.
2v2, first to one? That's brutal.
in 2006,
Yeah, it's not really a thing no
Melty
more.
Blood was
It was
released on
really
the
high
PS2,
for the time
which
period.
made
It's
it
really
easily
high
playable
production.
in North America. But where things really started to kick off was in 2007, when Melty Blood Act Credenza B2 was released.
Uh-oh.
That was when the most possible eyes and hands got a grasp of the game. It was PS2 Academia, and tournaments for anime games were starting to, become a little bit more prevalent.
Along with the
PS2
console
definitely
version of
put it on the
game,
map.
Also came out with a PC port. Later that same year, MBcaster,
Console versions
an
of the games
emulator
help out
and
a lot.
unofficial netplay tool, was released, making it possible for players to grind online against other people.
That was when things started getting national wide. Those two combined pretty much was just the start of the evolution of the scene.
With so much speed, depth, and freedom of expression, the game was popular enough in North America that it was included at EVO 2007 as a side event.
Yeah, the RIP version of the game. I don't know if Caster came out right away, but I know the RIP version of the game came out a while back. I know that for sure.
And Battle by the Gazebo in New York.
Yo, Battle by the
It was in
Gazebo, bro.
2010 that
Yo, I remember Yuna used to show a bunch of videos of like stuff like this, of them like just posted up by like the soda machine and playing tournaments outside and stuff. You gotta get it how you get it, bro. I respect the hustle. Yo, Melty made it on the map.
That's what American Melty is reduced to. Battle by the hallway.
And then they announced Melty Blood Actress again, and that kind of set a fire to like the interest of that game.
through community efforts and votes being split between 3 other Capcom games, Melty Blood Actress Again managed to
Dang.
beat out the competition
They
and
stole
land a
it.
spot at the most prestigious tournament of the year.
So, secret Melty room, all the way in the Augustus Tower. What's good?
It's been a minute, chat, since tournaments happened. Be honest. This brings it back a little bit. If you've never been to a tournament, some of the best thing is just going on Twitter and seeing somebody post up a code, and you already know what it means, bro. You know that code means the game's in that room, bro. Go get it in. They're gonna be up all night playing. Dang, it's been some good times, bro. Some good ass sets inside some rooms. Some wild shit happening too, but good times for sure.
Soon after EVO, a new version of Melty Blood was released.
Current code?
Actress Again Current Code.
Yep.
The game brought in new characters and balance updates, and version 1.07, the version most commonly played on today, was not easily available in North America. In fact, it wasn't really available at all. In order to get your hands on a copy, you had to spend around $500 importing a DVD of an anime called Carnival Phantasm.
Hell no. What the heck? So I remember hearing something about this. So somebody got so you had to get Carnival Phantasm, and then they ripped the game from there because it was like a special edition of this anime, I believe it was, that had a copy of the latest version of the game. The final version of the game was like with this copy. So then they just ripped the files from there and just put it out to the public, and that's how we got the final version. Somebody had to take the hit for the community, bro. Yo, whoever it was, maybe they wanted it, bro. Maybe they wanted the special edition. Maybe they love Saber and Arcway together, bro. Maybe they wanted to do it. But if you took a hit for the community, yo, bless up. I appreciate you, bro.
The physical copy of Carnival Phantasm came with
Yeah,
a
there you
bonus
go.
disc, which had the updated 1.0
I remember hearing about this.
version of current code on it. Until the game officially released on Steam in 2016, CC Caster was the way to connect and play online.
Dang, it's been that
Soon,
came out
Melty Blood
2016.
was being
Damn, I feel
featured
old
at
now,
Legitimate
bro.
Made,
That was really
CEO
5
Taku
years ago.
2016, Frosty Faustings, and Climax
swear
of
that was
Night,
like 3.
A tournament series based in Atlanta, Georgia, which was started specifically to host French-bred games. With a solid competitive infrastructure in place, the talent pool
Climax of Night's a
began to
godlike
get
tournament,
better
yeah.
and better. And soon, one of the greatest
Shinobi and his
players
crew
of
put
all
up
time
put a lot of
would
work in.
rise up from the most unlikely place possible.
Melty Blood winner, Straw Vermilion.
First at Frosty Faustings 11 and 12.
Wait, a Neko and Met?
Scott is known in the community
In
as
grand
the
finals?
big champ, and there are very few that can challenge his claim to the throne.
He is doing so much.
And Japanese players getting to work too.
This could be it.
I'm guessing his performance in this game was as dominant as like Red Blade's in Under Night. Red Blade was very dominant on Under Night if I remember correctly. Every tournament I seen that guy in, he won. If I seen him in top 8, I just assumed he won. At a certain point, I just started assuming he
Here's where
won.
we have to ask a question. How long can a game meaningfully survive with little developer support and no updates to speak of?
As long as they're a community that is willing to support the game, that game will never die. And obviously, this game is a testament to that. And of course, it's Smash. Smash Melee. The Smash Melee is a game that literally has stood the test of time. Even when there are no more CRTs out there for them to get, they are still playing this game out there somewhere. I don't think that game will ever die. I think 10 years from now, we'll still be talking about Smash Melee. So as long as they're a community that can really support a game, then that's all you need, bro. Unless Nintendo decides to like actually make an update of Melee and just like put it on, like actually port the game, and it actually is a good functioning port of the game with functioning rollback netcode, then maybe people will move to the newer device. But unless that happens, they'll continue to play the game on the consoles that they need.
There are some games that are able to do it, but the FGC is a fast-paced world with new releases every couple months and players juggling multiple games at a single time. For most of the community, they could continue playing current code with very little complaint. While the game was updated sporadically in the early 2010s, it settled into a nice balanced state that could foster years.
Did he just say a nice balanced state? Yeah, he lying to people, bro. Hey, he might want to take that line out. One other thing he's said too, he's talking about other fighting games coming out. I said this before, new versions of a fighting game coming out doesn't mean that the fighting game that's currently out, the classic version of the game or the older version, is going to be something that people aren't going to play or support anymore. Exard is a perfect example of that, or Guilty Gear, the series of Guilty Gear. People still play Plus R, people still love Exard, and you know, then there's people playing Strive. And is there a new version of Guilty Gear come out? There's going to be people that are playing all the other iterations. There's going to be people playing Strive, there's going to be people playing Plus R, there's going to be people playing Exard. That's just the way it works, right? There's always going to be a community. As long as there are people that enjoy the game, they could get together and they have this tight-knit community and make sure the resources are there for available to access for newer players that ever want to try their game, then the community will never die for that game. I truly believe that. Street Fighter is also a good example. Yeah, people still play Third Strike. Third Strike not going anywhere, 100%.
With a decade come and gone and no new chapters coming out, most assumed that current code would be the last installation in the
lone neck
Melty Blood
Akia
franchise.
The visual novel was always
You got a giraffe
originally
neck,
planned
bro.
to be, like, updated and renewed with more stories and things.
However, on January 31st, 2020, there was a glimmer of hope for the community.
Right before New Year's, there was an announcement of the new visual novel coming
I remember that. I was
And
so
soon
hype about
after,
this.
Melty Blood Type Lumina was set to be released. Set to release at the end of September 2021, Type Lumina has showcased smooth graphics that stay true to Melty Blood's time-tested aesthetic. Players are cautiously optimistic for what the new entry will bring to the table. New characters? New mechanics? One thing is for certain. A new game means a shot in the arm for the scene, for the community, and players, new and old, are invited to test their strength under the blue glass moon.
What a bot, bro. That was a good video. Like they said at the end, as fighting games become more popular over time, just based on trends, you know, with other games, other titles like Dragon Ball FighterZ getting more people into fighting games, and then people want to try out Guilty Gear and stuff like that. As people discover fighting games more, there's gonna be more people learning and trying out these games. Of course, with this game also being based on a visual novel, you're also pulling in those people that are not normally known for playing fighting games to pick up a fighting game. Another good example of a game that's going to be like that is the League of Legends fighting game that's going to be happening with Riot. So when that game comes out, you bet your ass there's going to be a bunch of League of Legends players that have probably never played a fighting game before, but because they see their girl Ari inside the game or some other character they like, they're going to try out that game and, you know, discover fighting games for themselves. And that's just the best part, bro. Seeing new players come into the scene, trying out things and learning and discovering and watching them grow as players over time. This is a beautiful thing, just watching the community grow like that. And it's just the way it is and always probably will be. But yeah, that was good, man. That was actually a pretty good documentary. Yo, shout outs to them for making this, for real. Especially with the game about to come out. This was a pretty good treat.